instruct manually. So we're definitely going to need to instruct Dorothea because she needs to get her talent unlocked, and we do have a support waiting with her. No, not Petra, sorry. Ignatz, same thing. Alright. Manuela, because we really need to get her on a Pegasus. Okay, now let's see. Yuri, I wanted to unlock his bow talent.
Thanks for the. Thanks for. I'm like. Oh.
So we can make it to a C in bows. Okay, 3 more. I think now we can actually go with people who we are actually actively using. Getting very close to that A, I like it. She's gonna need more. Perfect, we can stop teaching her lands. Alright, now we can actually focus on the stuff that's really important for her. And the do, you can always use more practice in writing.
I answered. No.
Alright. Goals, let's see. This is still good. Actually, he can go to authority and faith now. Heavy armor and riding, that's good. This is fine. This is fine. She can switch to reason and faith. And she's gonna stay on reason and faith until basically forever. Ingrid is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Slowly getting there with everybody. No, wait. We're actually gonna want... No, let's focus you on just bows for just a little bit. There we go. Begin lecture.
I have a question.
I'm not very good at sharing my opinion. Usually I just go along with what everybody else thinks. I don't want to bother anyone. Oh god. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna have to look this one up, and I do want those Professor XP. So that's why. That's why I'm looking this one up. I don't want to mess it up because I do want the Professor XP. Lecture questions, Ignatz. They'll appreciate your opinion.
I see. Thank you.
There we go. Perfect. Whew, we're getting there.
Professor.
Nope. Free motivation, hooray.
Professor, oh, don't worry. It's nothing. Actually, could we talk for a bit? Somewhere a little more private? I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I find you a little difficult to be around. I know. I'm your student and you're just trying to watch out for me. By the way you look at me sometimes, it's like you're seeing right through me. Don't worry. I know you don't mean anything bad by it. I'm just too self-conscious, I guess. The thing is, I don't have anything to call my own. No land, no birthright, no fortune. Little knowledge or battle skill.
Says she who is actually a pretty strong mage and knows how to wield a sword and how to break a grown man's arms.
I think that's why I always clung to my popularity as a diva. Even after leaving the stage behind, I sort of kept up the act. When I look at you, it's like your eyes are accusing me. Telling me that you see right through it. That's what I mean when I say it's difficult being around you. Hey, this might be nuts, but maybe you could show me some kind of weakness of yours? Oh, come on, Professor. Everyone has some kind of
Byleth
weakness.
is not modest at all.
You know mine. If I know one of yours, maybe I'll feel less, I don't know, vulnerable. Excellent. Well then, don't mind me. I bet I know your weakness. It's not mental, is it? It's physical. You're ticklish. Here, I'll prove it. That's right. The next time you gaze into my soul, I know just how I'll retaliate.
Dorothea. Yeah, I know you meant
Professor?
Dorothea.
What's with you? Why aren't you reacting to anything I'm doing? Come on. I thought that was funny. I swear, it's like your heart isn't even beating.
And this is actually true. We learn why in Silver Snow and Verdant Wind, and we'll get to it in chapter 11. But yeah, her heart is actually not beating.
Don't be so silly. Huh? It really isn't beating? Is what I'd say if I were more gullible. You're just fooling around, Professor. I'm not sure how you did it, but that was a good one.
But yeah. Dorothea, you do actually have skills. But yeah, Byleth is not modest at all. She's just like, I have no weaknesses. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Oh god, tea party with Bernadetta. Oh, this can only end in tears. Okay, let's go. What do you like, Bernie? Albany and Barry. Okay, let's go.
What is it? Did I do something wrong? You went out of your way to get my favorite tea? That's so nice! Thanks so much! Hot, hot, hot! Yeah.
Fashion? Yes. Things you find romantic? And I think gifts you'd like to receive? Yes, perfect.
My mother works in the Imperial capital. People there say she's a genius. This was great!
Well, on the bright side, it should give us more support with her, so that's good. And I'm surprised we didn't get the support with Ignatz. Oh! Okay, let's do it now.
Alright, time to sneak off and do some painting. Professor, such lovely weather today, huh? I was, just about to go for a walk. What, this? No, it's, I'm sorry, Professor. I'll admit it. I was going to do some painting. You remember the place where we talked before? I've been painting the scenery there. I'm still keeping up with my academics and training, of course. I just paint in my spare time, as a change of pace. Oh, I don't? Well, yes. Maybe you're right. I may have gotten ahead of myself. I'm sorry for panicking there. Honestly, I'm just worried that my father will find out that I've been painting. Of course. Why would you go out of your way to tell him that? Completely illogical of me. But it seems I've developed a bit of a complex about it. My father's not a fan of my artistic pastime, you see. We're a merchant family, and my older brother is set to inherit the business. As for me, my father decided I should be a knight. That's why I'm at the academy. Painting won't help me become a knight. It's a waste of time.
Okay, so we learned that his father is a dick, and also this is one of the reasons why Lawrence and Ignaz's support is actually one of my favorites. Because Lawrence is basically like, I can find 1,000 knights, and I can find 1,000 painters, but finding a knight who's also an amazing painter, finding a knight who has some actual aesthetic sensibility, that is extremely rare, and I do want that. Like, I will hire you in a second. Lawrence is literally like, just let me know, I'll hire you in a second. And this is so awesome. I love that support between those two. And it actually reminds me of, like, when they first started sending people into space, you know, they chose people who were very well trained scientists or military personnel. And they all came back with, like, perfect report of what actually happened and all the, like, hard, cold facts, but a lot of them actually had trouble expressing the actual awe of being in space and what it felt like to be in space, because that's not something you're taught to express as a scientist or as a soldier. So yeah, the combination of having somebody who has the artistic and emotional capabilities and the physical and basically academic requirements is extremely rare, and Ignaz should be proud of himself for that.
Well, yes. I feel like I'm betraying my parents. I hear the business has been slow for them over the past few years. If I become a knight for an influential noble house, I could use my connections to help support them. My father was determined to send me here. He must have been, considering the enormous amount of money he spent. I don't think I'm well suited to being a knight. My parents sent me to the academy for their sake, not my own. When I think about how hard my family is working just to stay in business, how can I sit idly by? All of which is just to say that painting will have to remain my little hobby. Nothing more. Not that I could make a career out of it even if I wanted to. That's just a fantasy.
And this is another reason why I like pairing Ignaz up with Petra, because Ignaz has, like, zero confidence and Petra has all of it. So I think those two balance each other very well.
For the two of us.
I'm not too...
There we go. That's a lot of level ups.
I can do better.
I'm getting... It's all I'm closing in. I'm getting the hang of it.
I still have...
Yeah, Petra has enough confidence for two people. She has enough confidence for an entire continent, so that's good. I think I just saw Hanuman reach a D in Lances, not a C. Okay, so he still needs to learn a bit. That's fine. We'll get him there. I think everybody else can stay where they are as well. We are going to save here, and we're going to see if we can get Manuela onto a Pegasus right now, because if we can, then we can do her paralogue right now, which would be absolutely amazing. But we really need her on a Pegasus for that. So let's see if she can get it. She has a 66% chance. Let's go. Yes! Ah!
Well, I'm glad I passed.
So am I. Good job. I'm gonna save that again right away. Oof. Okay, that's good. That means we can change her goals. Actually, we're gonna make her a mortal savant. Oh no, oh wait, she has a weakness in reason. Fuck that. What can we make you as a masterclass? Shit. I do remember that getting her into a master class is always a pain, but... This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. This is definitely not gonna work. This is also not gonna work. Grammary would require her to get a in reason, which is not gonna happen. Oh wait, we're on Catherine. Ah, it doesn't matter. You know, when in doubt, put her on a Pegasus. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Oh, sorry, lance and flying. Let's go. So yeah, that should work. We do have more supports to watch. So let's get through these very quickly, and then we will do the paralogues. We do have 2 paralogues, so we will probably do... Or we could do this, but we don't have Raphael yet, so we wouldn't get all the bonuses. So we're probably going to do Oil and Water, which is going to be great because it's going to give us an experience gem. This is really important for leveling up our adjutants, especially the ones that need high movement points in their respective paralogues. And then we're probably going to do War for the Week, which is the dues, before we forget about it. Okay. So, first of all, supports. Let's go. Dimitri and Marianne. B.
Marianne?
Oh, yes?
May I sit here? There isn't another open spot.
You may.
I'm sorry. I should have eaten in my quarters. I know you asked me to stay away from you.
There isn't another open spot, and in the background every single table is empty.
No, it's fine. About the other day, when you said you didn't regret risking your own life.
I apologize for whatever foolish thing I said to upset you, truly. But may I ask what happened?
It's just... there is only misfortune for anyone who comes near me.
Misfortune?
I'm afraid so. Especially those with complete disregard for their own safety.
Ah, so I didn't offend you. You're trying to tell me I should be more concerned for my own safety. Well, I suppose I could improve in that regard. As for you causing misfortune, I think that's far from the truth. In fact, I find you to be a lucky charm of sorts.
Dimitri admitting that he's a bit careless about his own safety is honestly the understatement of the year, because if you get his support points, his support line with Gilbert, he can actually reach a B support with Gilbert before the time skip, and it's in his B support where we find out that he basically has a death wish. He is suicidal ever since the tragedy of Dusker, and he literally asks Gilbert to kill him. So yeah, disregard for his own safety is putting it very mildly.
Me? Lucky? I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that at all. My entire life up until this point has been nothing but a string of unfortunate events.
But misfortune finds us all. Perhaps those around you have suffered or even perished. But look at you. You're still here, alive and well.
That's...
It doesn't feel good, does it? To be the one left behind? You feel guilt for not dying along with the others.
How did you know?
You and I are the same. Maybe you should fear being cursed with misfortune for coming near me. A smile and a laugh. Coming from you, that's a rarity. This must be my lucky day.
I just find the idea amusing. It's strange to think that someone like you could have anything in common with me.
Is it so terrible a thought?
No, it's not that. It actually makes me happy. As though there's finally someone who understands how I truly feel.
I love these two together. Dimitri has so many good gay options, but I still always come back to Dimitri and Marianne. They are just so good for each other.
Ah, you have arrived at just the right time. Care for one of these handmade treats?
My goodness, Ferdy. When did you become such a talented confectioner?
Oh, Dorothea, I am hardly an expert.
Nevertheless, you have managed to make some tasty-looking treats.
Hello, Epic Sax guy, and the flame emoji with the fish. Oh my god, that is perfect.
Well, it is the first time I have tried my hand at it. Honestly, there were several unsuccessful attempts preceding this batch. I made these pastries to solve that riddle you gave me. The reason you despise me.
Oh?
You said I was like a bee. The bee is a dutiful worker, just as I am. But the bee inherits a capacious home, with a wealth of honey. Similarly, I inherited my fortune. I did not receive it as a reward for my labor. I surmised that perhaps you'd feel differently about me if I earned something all on my own. That was my plan, to emulate your transformation from desperate pauper to successful songstress.
All on your own? Did you renounce your nobility? Give away your riches?
No, I made these. I obtained all the ingredients on my own, without anyone's help.
You mean, you got the sugar and the flour?
Yes. To earn the flour, I worked in the fields. To earn the sugar, I carried a merchant's wares.
Who did the cooking? You?
Naturally. I took on some extra chores in exchange for use of the kitchen at night.
I have to admit, that's impressive. Hey, it looks like you had a bit of an accident. Is your hand okay?
So this is the thing that I really like about Ferdinand. Like, yeah, he's a bit up his own ass sometimes, but he is there when it counts. He really tries, and he is not above getting his hands dirty. And I love this support line between the two of them.
I burned myself a little while I was baking. Nothing to worry about.
Nonsense. That burn will scar you now. Come on, let's get you to the infirmary.
Wait, Dorothea! You have yet to try my treats.
You should be fine now, Ferdy. Big shot nobles have to treat their bodies with care just like the rest of us.
There you go again. Noble this, noble that. Though you did say it with less disdain than usual.
Nothing gets past you. As it were, I may have reconsidered you a little.
Aww.
You have reconsidered me? Finally! Just as I had hoped, we are becoming friends. Now then, I propose that we...
I only said I reconsidered a little. And you still haven't figured out why I said you're like a bee. Which is funny, because you look like a bee right now. Bye!
So, I am still a bee. A completely mystified bee.
Oh, Ferdinand, you poor sod. Alright, one more. I think that's the last one we have. Casper and Hilda.
There they go, starting another fight. I'm just gonna march over and... Wait, no. I have to restrain myself. I can't do it! Harry! You! Stop right there!
Well, that lasted all of 5 seconds.
Poor Caspar. He can't stop himself.
Her braids are like
He
boing.
doesn't quite heroic,
Antenna.
though, and seems to be having a good time.
Ha! That takes care of that. Oh. Oh no. Were you watching just now?
Who? Me? Watching what?
The fight that just happened? The fight that I definitely didn't start. I've been trying to restrain myself like you said, and I've been so good about it too. But they pulled me in. I tried to keep back, but...
She probably gets it from the same place as the Super Saiyans in Dragon Ball.
Okay, you got me. I can't restrain myself. I just don't have it in me. But the bad guys were dealt with, so it turned out fine, right?
Yes, completely fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to complain?
Really? You're not gonna tell me how disappointed you are and that I need to be better? I figured you'd be mad, but you're actually smiling.
No use in getting mad. In fact, I found the whole spectacle very entertaining.
Also, her hair is clipping through her hair. On her left braid on her side, or right braid from us looking at it. It's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I was. I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself and I gotta get out there. Wait a minute. So you were watching? Why didn't you try and stop me?
Me? Stop you? As if I would never voluntarily go to so much trouble. Besides, you were fighting with so much passion. Couldn't help but feel smitten.
Smitten? Wow. You must really love a good fight. I gotta admit, that one was pretty good. I guess I love fighting too.
Ah, Casper, you oblivious idiot. He is one of the supreme himbos of this game. And I say that with nothing but love. Okay, let's see. I don't want the silver shield. I don't actually want that silver shield on anybody. Okay, let's go and let's do those paralogues that I talked about.